hardwood floors.
Oh, your whole family, it's like a team of tap dancers.
Or my wife wrestling with my 10-year-old upstairs, or any of that stuff. Elephants, elephants traipsing across. But hey, next time we're at the house, next time you come to the house, I'll give it to you, man. It's amazing.
All right.
Everyone should really read the trade paper of Flintstones.
Scooby Apocalypse is, you're talking about long form? That's how Scooby Apocalypse.
Every single issue so far. I want to read Scooby Apocalypse.
I have.
Period.
I need to pick up the trade for that.
Yeah.
I have the first 12 issues, so you're welcome.
Are they bagged and boarded?
Yeah.
So I'll trade you those for the Flintstones trade.
Fine. That's fine. You'll like it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's all long form. I think 1 or 2 issues is like a backstory issue, but they eventually get into doing the backstory of Scrappy Doo. He gets introduced as the villain.
Because you said he's the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the bad guys.
One of my things about Scooby Apocalypse is like there's so much talking.
It's a lot of dialogue.
There's a lot of dialogue.
But I've heard the Flintstones is the same way. There's a lot of dialogue.
A little bit.
But it goes
so
fast.
Yeah, it goes by so quickly.
It's written. It's almost like reading a Hemingway book. Because for me, Hemingway I can pound through. And so I kind of compare it to that, where it's like you're reading Hemingway and the next thing you know you're on page 200. And that's kind of the way the Flintstones
Instead
is.
of like reading Jane Austen, where you're like, oh, that was exhausting, and you're on page 10, you're like, shit.
Like you start Brothers Karamazov.
Yeah, Tolkien.
You start the Brothers Karamazov, and you're like 900 pages. Fuck that. We're Spark Notes.
You're right.
You just read like the first sentence, and you're like, I'm good.
That's how any pretty much Russian novel.
Well, it's
like
all translated.
Oh,
the Russians.
Yeah. Oh,
Crime and Punishment.
Fuck.
You ever read Dostoevsky?
I've read 3 sentences of Dostoevsky.
Oh, dear God in heaven.
Yeah, it took me 6 hours to get through 3 sentences.
I read Dr. Zhivago.
But I read it in the original Cyrillic.
That was
not.
That was a lie. Dr. Zhivago is another one.
Yeah.
It takes forever to happen in that book.
We watched Dr. Zhivago in my film class this semester.
It's a good movie.
How'd that go? Yeah,
awesome.
Good.
Oh man, so good. But I digress. But Free Comic Book Day, I think, was a resounding success. We both got our pops. We both hauled 10 comics.
Yep. And some of them are really good.
We had a lot of fun. And then, of course, that afternoon we went back and ate some Fathead pizza, which you happily obliged to do. And
it was good.
Then we went and watched Guardians of the Galaxy in D-Box, where it's like the shaky seats.
It's 4D, basically.
Yeah. And shook my butt into a sword. No. I can't do 3D anymore.
I don't think they released it in 3D.
They did.
They did?
They had 3D D-Box.
Could you imagine what that would have been like?
Yeah, I would have been vomiting and had a massive headache. It would have been terrible.
I've been sitting there like, wee!
My big thing with the 3D is, like, it's not that I think it's badly done or cheaply done or anything like that. It makes my head hurt.
Oh,
if the movie's any longer than 2 hours, I can't.
Yeah, we learned that the hard way.
Yeah, when we went to Doctor Strange, we got it in 3D.
Yeah,
it instantly made my head hurt. Instantly.
I went and watched Battle of the Five Armies in 3D when I was in college.
I saw that. I think I've seen Battle of the Five Armies.
That is a fucking long movie, A. And B, in 3D, it's kind of annoying.
I don't know. I'm weird because 3D does not affect me in a negative way.
That's good, man.
I got lucky that
way. A really long movie. Like, if it's any longer than 2 hours,
it was long,
my
but
head
I liked
hurts.
it because it felt like there were scenes where I felt I was like soaring through this big landscape that Peter Jackson has created, and it was a
green screen and a computer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even...
Or drones flying over New Zealand, either way.
Well, could you have imagined... the last Harry Potter was released in 3D, Part 2. Could you imagine that in 3D? That would have been cool.
That would have been fun.
Doctor Strange, I feel like I should have done acid to go see that movie. Like, on acid, that movie would be amazing. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Dormammu, if you're on shrooms, would have probably...
Who's the big, giant, purple guy?
And then he screams at you and you just shit your pants.
Nah.
It's like my Blacklight poster.
This movie still sucks.
By the way, I've still got those if you guys want one. The Doctor Strange Blacklight posters.
No, I'm good, man.
I got like a stack like this big of them.
I bring those home. My mom. Ooh, that was weird. My wife's going to
Oedipus called.
Oh, gross.
Nice. Anyways, yeah, no, if you want one, I'll bring you one next month.
Yeah, I'd love it. Like, is it kind of like that size?
No, it's a little smaller, but...
Okay, I think I might have a frame that'll work for that.
They're cool.
I'm not going to remove VVS. I have another one over there that's like 12 inches by whatever.
It should be fine. It might be smaller than that, even. I don't know.
I don't have a black light, but fuck it.
It's still a cool poster. You can only get them if you went to the AMC theaters and saw it.
Oh, okay.
And I saw it, I guess, on like their last day of doing it, and I was like, "Can I have one of these?" The lady's like, "Yeah, take the whole stack." So I did. I took.
Are they all different, or
no? It's all the same. I wish they were different.
That kind of sucks. Is it like him doing this with like the space coming out of his thing? Okay.
I've seen it in blacklight. It's actually kind of trippy.
Let's get some weed.
You ever seen Iron Man on weed?
No.
But so yeah, and Guardians of the Galaxy. We've been talking about it off mic because of out of respect for anybody that hasn't seen it yet.
It's only been out for like 3 days. Yeah, but it's so good.
It might be one of, if not the most perfect superhero movie I've seen. And
Really?
Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, is by far like top 2 of all time Marvel up until this one, because this jumps to number 1, period.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that as a fanboy, because I even left the theater and I was like, that was really good, but then I remember leaving a couple of other Marvel movies and I'm like, that was good, and then I let it sit for a while and I'm like, that was not as good as I thought it was. You know, I was blinded by the glitz. But this movie, it speaks to so many different people. And you can take out of it, like Cody took something different out of it, you took something different out of it, I took something different out of it. And
I mean, that's a sign of a good movie.
It is. And there's so many different things going on. The sisters' relationship, Quill and Ego and Yondu.
Honestly, Kurt Russell was like the perfect casting choice for that.
Yeah.
Like I've said it before, Marvel, the casting is perfect.
And Sylvester Stallone in that movie was great. But yeah, I mean, if you get a chance, I recommend it highly.
Yes.
And I think that everyone else will.
And it was really fun in D-Box, especially when they're like flying around in spaceships and whatever, and you're like moving with it. You're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, if you can afford to spend extra, it's almost twice the cost of a ticket, but it's worth it.
For this movie, it is worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's movies I could imagine that would be in that. Well, even then, I think they would only have select films.
Well, Power Rangers was awesome, man. I raved about Power Rangers in D-Box, and when I went to go buy these tickets, the guy was like, that was shit. Wait until you see this. And I'm like, fucking hey, I'm ready. Let's do it now, man. But then, I mean, it was just good. But anyway, I digress.
Star
One of the
Wars
things
in D-Box.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to go see that. We should all 3 go see that in D-Box.
I'd be down.
Yes.
One of the things that came out 3 days ago was the Injustice 2 teaser thing.
Yep. For DLC.
For all... for at least the first 9 characters. Didn't you say they're going to have 18?
18, I think. Yeah.
18 DLC
They're trying to
characters.
have double the roster that Mortal Kombat X had.
Yep. DLC roster.
Oh, that's a lot of
And the first 3 released were Sub-Zero, Red Hood, and Starfire.
And you were iffy about the game, unless you're just like, they just have to say Red Hood's in it.
Yeah, I'm buying it. Yeah, I'll buy the $80 version right now.
And now that Red Hood's in it, he's like, fuck yes.
And with the silhouette of the other guy.
Black Manta?
Yeah, I'm good. I am definitely buying that fucking game.
And then we know for sure, obviously it's not been confirmed, but it's blatantly fucking obvious that one of the other ones is Raiden.
Yeah.
For Mortal Kombat. Like, there's no way it's not.
We know for sure Black Manta and Raiden, and we have a couple of theories.
I mean, it could be Kung Lao, but I really doubt it's Kung Lao.
No, it's got to be Raiden.
Yeah.
And then there's one who's like a big, beefy-looking dude. And James pointed out something interesting, that it's just Beast Boy in gorilla mode.
Yeah, which, because Beast Boy's been rumored, but it could also be Space Ape, or it could be one of the other gorillas from, the Flash universe or whatever.
Well, I wish that the other Lanterns would be represented a little better. I mean, now we got Atrocitus, which is great. I have no qualms about that.
We have Green Lantern and Atrocitus. Is Sinestro
I believe,
still in it?
Game.
Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah, like if they brought in Carol Ferris, that'd be a lot of fun for me.
Or Indigo 1.
Especially
or
Indigo
Larfleeze would be awesome.
Dude, I would murder somebody for Larfleeze.
Like his ultimate move should be to kill you and then resurrect you as a member of the Orange Lantern.
No, just have all the Orange Lanterns that he's killed just come up and just massacre the shit out of you. That'd be cool.
Like he sends you to space, and then you get up there, and then all these orange constructs are just sitting there waiting for you. Yeah, that would be
so
incredible.
Cool.
Yeah, I think, what was it, Ed Boon, who was like, I love the idea of Beast Boy, but my animators hate it.
Well, that's
because he'd have to transform into all these animals.
Well, fuck off. The thing they could do, though, and probably what they're going to end up doing for the live-action show, is a lot like what they did with Vixen for Legends of Tomorrow this season, where she just hits the thing and
it's like a silhouette.
It's silhouettes, and then she takes on those properties. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see that, because their CGI FX budget is going to go either that or he's not going to change that often.
Or they're just not going to include him.
No, he's already included.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You talking about Titans?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, another article I had read earlier today, and I just completely forgotten about it till now, is the guy on the far left could be Animal Man, because he is the avatar of the red, which is animals. The green, which is Swamp Thing, is plant life. Which would be a completely out-of-the-box thing.
I mean,
what would be cool?
You're going to have to pick some of the more obscure characters if you're going to have 18 DLC
characters, yeah.
Yeah, and the other ones, who do we think? We thought Beast Boy, Raiden. Going to the right, it was Beast Boy, Raiden, and then a female that we don't really know.
I think Katana would be a cool choice.
Katana, Mira, Carol Ferris,
Lady Shiva.
More possibilities. And then going to the left, we have Manta, obviously. And then we have someone who we think might be Talon, or it could be Bronze Tiger.
Yeah.
Or it could be the new guy,
Raptor.
It could be any of those guys because of the way that his head goes into like a lifted collar, and then just the like a utility belt. You know, it's one of the. It just looks like it could be one of those guys. And then far left, you said it kind of looks like a trench coat.
Kind of, but it's not long enough to be one.
That's the biggest issue. The other person that we think could be Beast Boy is just they're silhouetting Darkseid. Possibly.
But I don't know why they would, because he's already confirmed and we know what he looks like in the game. And
we'll find out eventually, though. I mean, I know that much.
He is a pre-order, though, so you get him if you pre-order the game.
And I pre-ordered that game in September, so hopefully
I pre-ordered that game a long-ass time ago. I downloaded the GameStop app to make sure.
I think I pre-ordered the standard one, but I might have to tell them I want a different one.
Well, the only other two versions are the Digital Deluxe, which is obviously digital.
Probably get the $80 one.
And then the $100 one is the Ultimate, which is everything, though. It's all 9 of the first 9 DLCs, 3 Premier Skins, and 2 shader packs. Which I guess just change how the outfits look.
Yeah, I might as well just get that because I'll be spending roughly that to get all the DLCs too. Yeah,
I mean,
what if the dude that we think might be Raptor is from Thundercats?
Lion-O?
That'd be amazing.
No, Pantha.
Oh, Panthro?
Whatever his name is, dude. I just thought about that because I just was scrolling through here and I see that and it looks like he has ears like that.
Yeah, kinda. Oh, you're talking about Tigra? Or
no.
Yeah.
How funny that would be.
They're not even affiliated.
I know, but that
through companies.
Not necessarily. Awesome. DC published He-Man and Thundercats.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I thought that was IDW.
It was DC and IDW, I think, did it together because it was Freddie E. Williams was the artist, or E. Williams too, but they couldn't have borrowed him. But yeah, I think it was IDW and DC together.
Kind of like how they've done Justice League and Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Well, I think Thundercats is a Hanna-Barbera product, so I think that's why that came into play.
Is it? I don't know about that. We'll have to look into that.
You said it looks like he has little pointy things on his shoulders?
Yeah.
Why?
Cool.
Why?
Just cool.
What?
What if Ed Boon is trolling us all?
And?
When he said, know about Power Rangers.
You think it's like the Green Ranger?
Could be.
That would be so fucking cool. I would die.
Do you need a minute? Do you want to go to the bathroom and clean up?
Maybe. Maybe.
That would be amazing if it was the Green Ranger.
That would make me so fucking ecstatic.
They would have like all my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm. The other thing, one of the other things that came out over the last couple of days was that last Wonder Woman trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Which looks awesome. Still, the last Wonder Woman trailer, they learned their lesson from BVS. They didn't give away shit.
Nope, it's really just kind of a
character focused on her, which is awesome.
It's really just kind of just rehashes some of the same images that we've seen already, but they have more like, oh, Dr. Poison, like making us think like Dr. Poison's the big bad, which she kind of is, but she isn't the big bad.
But yeah, she's answering to someone else. The other thing that came out this week was a trailer for Blade Runner 2049, which looks awesome.
Yeah,
not necessarily a comic book,
really
but it's nerdy.
Stoked for that one.
Yeah, Blade Runner is hella nerdy.
But
Blade Runner is the reason
it's comic related because the bad guy is
movies and
Jared Leto.
What?
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford are the good guys.
And Jared Leto.
That is hilarious.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be a
Yeah.
bunch of